Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome in. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. The show's about to start. Now, today I wanted to give you a little talent lesson because, as you know, I am a very talented roll of toilet paper. So today I wanted to talk about ventriloquism and how you at home who are watching can become a ventriloquist. Now, the first thing you need as a ventriloquist is a ventriloquist dummy. So let me come over here. This is my ventriloquist dummy, Charlie. And the second trick to being a ventriloquist is to just smile. You have to smile a lot, and that way you can make your dummy talk. So let me start to smile here. Okay, all right. Hey, Charlie, how are you? I'm doing good. How are you? I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Now, Charlie, I heard you had a wonderful. Why are you talking like that? What do you mean? Why are you talking like I can barely understand you? It's because I have my teeth in. I have my teeth in. You have your teeth in? No, I have my teeth in. You have your teeth in. No, I have my. I can't understand it. Why are you getting so angry? Why are you using this? Well, there he goes. All right, Kelly, Sid, take it away. Why are you so angry about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, the unusual artistry of Sid Croft.
Toiley, you are so talented. You can do it all. Okay, right before I came out, my mind is always going. The minute I wake up, and I was thinking, since I was 10 years old, if it wasn't for puppets, wow, I wouldn't be here sharing my explosive, because it's been pretty explosive career with all of you. And it's so amazing to me as I look back at all those years that I've been performing and creating, and still, I'm still doing it. Okay, people have asked me over and over again, they say, you're always working so hard. And, and I say, you gotta be kidding. My answer is, I feel like I never worked a day in my life. I love what I do. And I'm so blessed. And guess what? I even get paid for it. Well, that, I don't know. I don't get paid that well, I've got to have another talk with Marty about that. Okay, so anyway, when I was 10 years old, I got my first puppet, and I know you've heard this before, and her name was Dolly. It was $3.95, no tax in those days. And I asked my dad, if I could get her. And my dad said, what? You're a boy and you want a Dolly? The puppet that I wanted, it was a marionette actually. Her name was Dolly. And I'll never forget hearing him say, you're a boy and you want a Dolly? And he said, $3.95 is going to feed your family for weeks and weeks. Absolutely not. So, but at 10 years old, I went out and I earned the money all by myself. It took maybe 3 months. And guess what? I still have Dolly. She's 83 years old. And the box that she came in, it's a hazel marionette, that has disintegrated, but I've taken such good care of her. She looks almost brand new.
Almost as good as you do.
Oh, No, I have a mirror, Kelly. I mean, give me a break. Okay, today my guest is a huge, huge collector of puppets. How about that? And she's also, you got to check this out, blows me away. She's also a ventriloquist. Yeah, isn't that cool? And so we're actually meeting for the first time. Kelly's been talking to her, but I haven't talked to her yet. But we're going to have a whole hour together. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to meet Tonya Traylor. And I love your name, Tonya. So come on. Wow, that was incredible. And where are you? Kelly just told me.
Right now. Oh,
We're not doing.
Hold on. Okay, your Wi-Fi is wacky. Hold on.
It's frozen.
That's okay. Let's see.
Well, while she is straightening it out, you did a couple of tests, right?
It's okay. It's just Wi-Fi. That's fine. Hold on. We're going to invite you right back. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Let's do it one more time. It's always something.
Oh, Kelly, every week for almost 3 years now. It's like 2 weeks ago. Oh, there you are.
Okay, there we go.
We can't hear you.
Hold on. Give it a second. She is not in the United States.
Oh.
It is 3 in the morning or something like that where you are. What time is it right now?
Yeah. Oh my.
Hold on.
3.
No. I think we're gonna.
Hold on. It's okay. We're going to give it a breath.
Oh, this is going to be such a good show.
I know.
I can see
Hold on.
a whole bunch of ventriloquist dummies. And, you know, Kelly told me that she's in Dubai. And,
She's in the United Arab Emirates right now.
And I've been invited there so many times. As a matter of fact, you know, I'm a consultant for a company called Wet. And, I think they have maybe 20 fountains there. But in front of the Bellagio in Las Vegas, the centerpiece of Las Vegas, that's the company that did it. And I designed an electric parade in the water for Dubai. And
Keep going.
can we keep going?
Oh yeah, you keep talking. Let me do my job. He's so okay.
Okay, we've got a picture.
Can you hear?
We can now.
Okay.
You can?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Oh my God. I was having hot flashes. Oh my God. So we were just saying, where are you?
I'm in Abu Dhabi, and we also have a school in Dubai, so I work for 2 schools.
Oh, wow. How cool.
There's one that's like downtown Abu Dhabi, so we're like 20 minutes from Dubai, outside of.
Uh-huh.
But, oh my gosh, I just want to say it's unbelievable that you know I exist. You don't know how much that means to me that like a legendary idol knows I'm on this planet.
Yeah, but wait, let's stop right there. My whole life, which has been so many years, you know, I've been a puppeteer. And so, you know, puppets, that's my total passion. Puppets, that's what got me here. I'm talking about mostly marionettes because I was a performer for 29 years of my life. you know, and I worked, I mean, a puppet act. In those days, puppets were for little tiny kids, you know, and uh, and I took it, and I always tell everybody out there, you know, my whole career, not even having a background, a show business background, because my my dad and my mom, they didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I think it was upsetting to my dad, because is that what you want to do for the rest of your life? You're not going to make a living. And you know, most dads and moms, they want you to be a doctor or a lawyer, you know, a sure win, you know, and they want you to get married and have kids and, you know, and all those incredible, wonderful things. But of course, I've been watching you. I mean, puppetry all over the world is so amazing. Every city, every country has the most. It's not been tapped, and I don't know why. It really hasn't, because usually puppeteers, they really don't have the finances to go any further, you know, and because it's so expensive, you know, to even make them or buy them, or, you know, and then you're a performer. Wow, that blows me away. So uh, tell us about that.
Actually, you have a lot to do with that. I'm a singer first, and you know, like you, the stage is where we come alive
Of
on performance.
course.
And the reason
Yeah.
that I got my first figure was watching, like, you know, the shows with like Dean Martin with your marionettes. I saw Willie Tyler with Lola Falana, and I wanted to be Lola Falana, you know, and so I thought I was going to get one. And, you know, there was always in me from young, I want a ventriloquist figure. I want a ventriloquist figure because I thought they were really cool. But you can't really rationalize getting one, you know, because the price wise. And I was thinking, I'm going to get one. And you know that logic
Yeah.
when you shopping. And the reason I wanted one was I wanted to do one act in Vegas, and one scene was going to be me with my figure. You know, then I was going to go back to singing. And somewhere along the road, it was like after getting the first one and getting involved in the community, the people and the history is more where my pure passion is. The figures, I love, this is really bad. I really love older figures, and I collect marionettes also because there's nothing alive. There's nothing like them. You know, when the figures perform, it's like a different energy with them. And
well,
it's
of
the
course, you become, I mean, you're the puppeteer that brings them to life. It's your energy. It's your voice, you know, that you've created. No, you know, my marionettes, oddly enough, they didn't have names, you know. I didn't give the marionette, they, in my puppet shows, my big, you know, Les Poupées de Paris, the biggest puppet show ever produced in the world, you know, it ended up playing to 9.5 million people, you know, a puppet show. But you had, what's the gimmick? You had to be 21, because it was tits and ass. You know, it was a takeoff on the Lido or the Folie Bergère, which I played, you know, and that's where I got the idea from, you know, and that's a great, great story also to be told. But puppetry, oh my God, it's, first of all, as you know, because you just said the history, and forgive me, it's your show today, and I have a big mouth. I have a big mouth, you know, and you can't shut me the hell up, you know, all day long. And so, you know, my mind, like I said at the top of the show, my mind is going, even when I sleep. I have a pad next to my pillow because for some reason, I dream every single night. And one of my dreams that's repeated over and over again, I can't get my act ready to perform. And I don't know what that was because my act was so complex, you know, and I always prayed that everything went off without a hitch, but I always had a backup in case it didn't on stage, so the audience never knew. Because I had a marionette that had a lighter, and it actually lit, and she, with no tubes, she lit her cigarette and inhaled and exhaled without a tube coming up to me. You know, I I built that. It was like a little lung, you know, and all I did was pull a string, and she inhaled and exhaled at the edge of the cigarette because it's hard to light a cigarette, you know, a puppet. So I used to dip it in saltpeter. You know, I guess they give them to inmates in jails, you know, and so I don't know exactly what it does, but we're not on that subject. But anyway, and that would light it immediately when the light, you know, the saltpeter. And so, God, and sometimes the lighter didn't work. Most of the times it did. The lighter was a gun, a little gun. Can you believe it? Because it had a trigger on it, and by putting the string on the trigger, you know, and God, I looked at a million lighters. The puppet couldn't push a button or anything like that, you know. Oh God, I love puppetry. I love it. And so do you. You know, your love and your passion, you know, and it's unbelievable what you do.
It's unbelievable what you did. And and there are so many of us, because I used to group chat like with my friends that search for videos and anything we can find on the show you did in Paris. I know I bought the album. I bought a flyer. That's the only thing we've seen, because there's no videos. Because when you see those images, yes, it was the biggest ever performed, but it also was like the best. And that's
oh my God, the costumes. It was like what Cirque du Soleil did with the circus. You know, they took a circus, they got rid of the animals, and they did a painting, a ballet, you know, beautiful costumes. But they spend 2 years rehearsing, you know, and everything. And that's my whole career has been like that. I mean, I really, when I get an idea, I really focus and try to make it. It's never the best. You're just always working, right? On because you know, I have a tree house, and it's 30 feet up in the air. And the reason I built it is because my career has been a step at a time, you know, and I'm still didn't get to the top yet. You know, I still feel with all that I've done, you know, and I'm so, again, I'm going to use that word. I'm so grateful to wake up every day and, you know, and be creative, more creative than I ever have been, because we learn, right? We learn every day something. And, you know, even when I'm 15 years old with the circus as the world's youngest puppeteer, it was frightening for a little kid, frightening. It was so dark. And who the hell would know that someday there was going to be a movie about it? And it was only a television movie of the week. And it was totally censored. You know, you couldn't really tell the story on network television. You can on cable, you know, but there were only 3, you know, stations at that time. But anyway, okay, so you are teaching out.
No, here I'm doing media and marketing. So I do all of like the social media, the videos and things for the kids. But I also do get to work with the kids. Like I have a opening act showstoppers group, you know, and they're like the performance group, and there's a video club. And so in that aspect, I get to do that. And I use the puppets a lot when we do like commercials anytime I can fit them in. Or like with the nursery, when COVID came out, my little figure Cassie, he was like their student, you know, so he was on Zoom with all the kids. And it was
Oh,
very,
cool.
yeah,
Oh
because
my God.
they graduated. They were, you know, when I went back to school, because I left them out of the graduation, just because that was more with parents. And Cassie's a hard figure. And so, you know how some people have supposedly problems with hard figures. I haven't ran in any of them, but supposedly they do. I think it's how you present them.
Oh, yeah.
How come Cassie didn't get to graduate? I felt so bad for him. And you know, when people do that, it makes you see like the whole love, the connection. And also like how we did, I did like the read a book month, and you went to the classes to do mystery reader, right? So I brought out Cassie for the middle school kids. And it was really funny to me that, you know, like children with, here it's people of determination that have obstacles.
Yeah.
There's a little girl that she seldom talks. And so when she saw Cassie, we weren't performing in her class. I was going to the hall to leave. She was just amazed. And so, of course, you know, he stopped to talk to her. And I have her on video when she just said, I love you, you know. And
oh my God.
Where's,
I mean, that.
you know, and so it's like, Cassie will come visit you. But I'm like, you never talk. And with him, you know, and she hugged him. It was total love. And when I just went to Miami for spring break, it was spring break. We did a special showing at the school because my son will perform with me at times. And I wanted him to kind of see how it was when it's with kids, you know. And it was really funny, like the beginning of the classes, I started off with, what's your name? And I was like, that's the most important thing you tell somebody. Because I find like here, a lot of kids will say, you know, like, my name is Tonya, I'm Mark, right? And if you, that first connection.
Of course.
And at the end, I was like, say my name. And, you know, and I go like, what's your name? Hi, I'm Tonya. You know, and I said, do you know it? Like, yeah. And I said, well, if someone describes you, what are you going to say? And the next one is like, if you don't know him. And I was pointing to my son. Oh, the guy with the flowered shirt on right over there. Because he didn't say his name, you won't remember. And so when they got to perform with the figures, because I bring like 15 pelhams, so they can manipulate them. You know, like a pelham, it's hard to destroy that. So.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but Tonya, you know, that's what we did, you know, going into television, which we knew nothing about, and children's television. You know, my puppets were never for kids, really. It's not, you know, because I worked clubs and Vegas. I mean, a puppet act in Vegas when the mafia was running the whole city. You know, it was just amazing. But I never wanted to put kids down. You know, I never did Ring Around the Rosie for them. And especially when Land of the Lost came out, that was Star Trek writers, you know, because they were canceled that year and they all came and did, and the stories were very intense. And don't forget, Saturday morning, it's maybe 7, 8, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds, you know, because they stop watching Saturday morning when they hit 10. And oh my God, that was our biggest hit. Our biggest hit. We did more episodes than any other show, you know, and then a movie was made, and, you know, and that was a disaster. But we had nothing to do with it. It was just licensed to Universal. And, you know, but maybe we'll do it again. But what you just said about kids, they are so intelligent. Mm-hmm. And they just, you know, they need that special attention that is so hard for mom and dad to give them right now because everybody has to work in order to exist. You know, next week is Mother's Day. I'm going to talk about my mom. My mom, this September, it's crazy. Kelly told me this, will be 123 years old this September. My mom, you know. And in those days, mom, you know, took care of the family. That's all she knew. Even though my mom wanted to be a doctor and went to a university, you know, but that's a whole other story and we'll talk about it next week. But God, are you going to just show us one of your little pals? I mean, that would be incredible. That
Okay.
would just be incredible. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that, everybody.
I'll take my little stand with, well, I could take the camera off. Wait 1 second.
Yeah, and just show us, wow.
I'm not too talented.
But how do you,
Here we
okay,
go.
let me ask you that. How do you travel with all of that?
Let's see. We'll come around. Everywhere I go, there's puppets, always. And so they're not out like they are when I had them at my mom's house, but here they are kind of out like this. So we have, oh, I can flip it. Wait a minute. See how bad I am? I can flip my camera.
No,
You're doing great.
I'm
Here we
worried.
go.
I'm worried.
Okay.
Oh my
Here's
God, no way.
my little
What
monkey.
great
Now,
characters. Oh, I love him. He
Can't you-
needs a touch-up. Oh, you need a touch-up.
no, he wants to stay like himself.
Really?
Do they have names?
Of course.
Yeah, that's Jimmy.
Oh my God. Oh,
Guy is really cool. There's a huge pipe in his head. So I think it's bigger than if he did smoke. So I'm trying to figure out if it was a mad act. And then here's Alexander.
hey, hi, Alexander.
Hi, Alexander.
Yeah.
Bobby.
Oh my God, they're incredible.
Hell Hammond.
What,
Of course.
what great. Wait, don't go away from him. Oh my God. Oh, wow.
So sweet.
Where do they all come from?
A lot of all around the world. The majority of my figures, the insoles are UK. I love UK figures because they're realistic. This was an American builder. What I try to do is I have like his whole act. I like, if I can, to get the whole act of the event because then I can preserve his history along with it. And it's the story. You know, like,
Well, you know, just let me jump in for a second. UK is like the beginning of the ventriloquist act. I forget his name, where he put him on his knee, and it was like, I don't know, I should know this, you know, like the 1800s or whatever. You know, ventriloquism was a religious thing when it started, you know. And if you read up on it, which I did and do, but the exact detail, don't ask me.
I am laughing right now because you are so like me. I preserve history, but I am not a historian. You know,
Yeah.
I can't know, well, this one was made in 1822. Now I'll be looking at the tag trying to figure out what I wrote down.
No, I mean, you know why? We've got so much going in that little tiny brain. You know, I have a hard time remembering people's names, but once I meet them, I'll remember where and, you know, and who they are. But, oh, I'm the worst with names, worst. You know, the Queen, she had a lady in waiting behind her. I need to hire her. That she told her everything, you know. I need to have a lady in waiting. Give me everybody's name.
I had a friend laughing. I said, it's like, okay, you want to be a historian and you can't remember history. No.
That's okay.
I'm like, I got
That's okay.
If I
So
look,
who were you going to, were you going to take one and show us? Were you going to?
I'll take one and show you. Let me flip it again. This is
Oh,
Aussie.
oh, I love him. Wow.
He's really
They
cool.
all have the greatest personalities. Look at him. He's a lot. Yeah.
This is the school flying bird for the library.
Oh my
He can
God.
fly around when it's time to read books. Books are special.
They're such
And then over.
great characters. Boy, look at, oh, I love I saw you do,
Oh, we lost her.
oh no.
That's okay. We're going to get her right back.
Oh, maybe she shouldn't walk around.
Oh, no, it's okay because sometimes it's just,
Oh,
there we
you
go.
are. We're
She's
back.
right back. We're right back.
We lost you.
Okay, this is the one that's trying to get famous with you. That's Oliver.
Oh, yeah. I don't blame him. He only has one on.
Oh, it's where she's at.
Hi, boy.
No, you got to go back to where you were. We're losing you. You know, you're not in a good spot for whatever. Oh my God. This is crazy. Hey, everybody out there, it's really interesting, isn't it? I love that we have all kinds of people, you know. I mean, the talk shows, you know, they have actors and directors and producers. We've had everybody, you know, and boy, wait until you hear who's coming, you know, because a lot of famous people watch me. I don't know why.
Me either.
Yeah. Oh, Kelly. Be nice to me today. I had a hard day yesterday.
You have hard days every day. It's okay. This is all very exciting. There we go. Yay, you're back.
Okay. But you're back, but we can't hear you.
Hold on. It'll take a second.
It will?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's probably all the moving around.
Kelly
It's
is
okay.
so positive. I shouldn't have had her move, but
That's okay.
it was gold when we saw your little guys. Oh my God, they travel with you.
They travel.
Here. Let me see. I might have to just. Oh, are you back?
No.
You know what? I'm going to bring you right back. Hold on. Let me kick you off. I'm going to bring you right back.
Yeah, go back to your spot.
She's back. I just have to, let me just reboot it. And then we'll bring her right back.
I mean, we can go to the moon.
It's Wi-Fi, Sid.
Yeah, but I don't care. I mean, if you're going,
There you are.
You know what drives me crazy? You buy an expensive car and it never works.
No, that's why you don't buy cars. You should just walk everywhere. Get a horse and buggy.
Yeah. I lived in that period. Yeah.
Did people still have horses and buggies, or did they have cars?
They had cars that they just came out that you had to crank to start up. But anyway, hey everybody.
Ooh,
You've
almost got you. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're almost there. It's Wi-Fi. It's the Wi-Fi signal. It's always kind of a pain.
Oh.
Sid doesn't understand it, but it's okay.
Yes, I do.
I'm glad you
understand
because I don't.
What time is it where you are?
I don't know. It's probably like 3:30.
In the
Oh,
morning.
3:30. I didn't see the.
Oh my God! I hope you had a shot or something to keep you up. Wow.
I've been up. I'm like, this is exciting.
Well, thank you for staying up at 3:30.
Oh my gosh.
For just a little.
What is your favorite puppet that you have with you?
Oliver. My favorite of all is it's Oliver. He's got the one I got.
Oh, the one eye.
Mm-hmm.
And why didn't you, I don't dare move, okay? But I wish you picked him up and you just did a couple of lines for everybody.
I didn't
You know,
grab him and not move the phone.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
grab him and not use the phone.
Yeah,
Hey,
she's not going to
everybody.
move the phone. She's gonna
Okay,
go grab it.
everybody, as you know, I was in vaudeville. Do you know what that means?
Nope. What does that mean?
That means back in the well, I not in the 30s, but in the 40s. And, you know, I was in burlesque too. I was too, oh my God.
Hi, Sid. Can you cast me? Can he what?
Can I, yeah, of course I'm going to cast you. You're terrific.
I don't like her much. What do you mean you don't like me much? Well, you're not that good. I'm trying. Well, you need to try a little bit harder. Oliver. Is that my good side? You don't have one. What?
Did you know, I got to tell him that Edgar Bergen recorded for me Charlie McCarthy, because Charlie McCarthy was in one of my editions of Les Poupées de Paris, talking to Bridget Bardot, who was like one of the most beautiful women in the world, but a puppet. I mean, but she did the voice, and Charlie McCarthy. I have that little piece of tape. And as you know, a couple of weeks ago, I had Terry Fader on. Yeah. And he just blows me away because, you know, you can do a voice and you can sing in that voice, but to do an impersonation
That's crazy.
of a singer, I just don't, it's like, it can't be real. It just can't be real, you know. And also to have a woman be a ventriloquist is very, very rare. On America's Got Talent, we had those two little girls, you know, the one that won and the other one from Romania. Oh my God, 11 years old. Wasn't she amazing?
Amazing.
Yeah.
And Darcy, amazing.
And Darcy, yeah. I mean, when she first came on, and of course Terry also won because he just blew the world away. You know.
Have you seen Celia Munoz?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my!
Yeah.
Did you see the act when everything is floating and she's doing like she's doing a séance? You gotta see it.
It's like
It's
unbelievable. You know, there is talent out there that we haven't even discovered yet.
Yes.
You know, but all over the world. You know, oh my God, there was an act that I saw from Russia, but we don't talk about Russia right now. And they do have a lot of talent there, and unbelievable. And you know what? Yolanova, who was there in the Bolshoi Ballet, the first time they came out of Russia, the very first time they came to London, and they allowed about a handful of the featured ballet dancers to come to my show. I was in a show in London for 6 months, and she sent me a finger puppet, a little ballerina that you put your fingers in the legs, and she was on point. Oh my God. And I don't know where she is, you know. It was in our warehouse, and we can't find her. So somebody put it in their pocket or whatever. And but she was just amazing, that little puppet. And so after my act, I used to go out. I had a little radio, and I had my own station, right? And so the little radio was like a little stage with little tiny footlights that lit up. And after the show, I would go from table to table in clubs, you know, and she would talk to you, you know, and give you a little Sid Croft button, you know. And so, yeah, you know, They need to lock me up. I'm insane. Yeah.
I I have a question that I don't even know how to.
No, ask me anything. I'm going to answer you. You know,
What
what's
we
your,
love is the level. The level of what you did is, it's just like, it's beyond the imagination. It's the only way for me to actually put it. For people who can't think outside the box, how did you ever get it to float? You
because
know,
I got to tell you something, and I've told everybody out there, you know, and I'll repeat it over and over again because old people, they repeat stuff over and over again. You know, I went left because here I am, a little kid, and I'm wondering, how can I go further with puppets? How long will this last? I want to do this for the rest of my life. You know, when I discovered my first puppet, that was it. I'm 10. I'm 10 and I'm saying to my mom and dad, this is what I'm going to be for the rest of my life, you know. And you know how little kids, they want to be firemen and policemen and so on. No, I wanted to be a puppeteer. And, you know, everybody looked at me and said, you're out of your mind. You can't make a living doing that. I started when I started. I got $1 a show. But I was a street performer. And sometimes I'd go home with 50 cents. People with my puppet and my little Victrola. And I would sell 50 Christmas cards for 50 cents. I'm sorry, 100 Christmas cards for 50 cents in July. And I could get to keep a nickel of that 50 cents, you know. And that was in a comic book. I saw that ad and I sent away. And I'm a street performer, this little skinny kid with my little puppet called Dolly. And there's 100 people watching this little skinny kid, you know, put on a show. I was never a great puppeteer, ever. Not really great, you know, a great manipulator. I mean, I've seen marionettes that, whoa, they're just mind-boggling, you know. Tony Urbano, who built all the puppets for Les Poupées, is the greatest puppeteer on the planet. Oh God. And he was one of the puppeteers in our show. And I think you mentioned the Dean Martin show,
yeah.
the puppets on the Dean.
And
Well,
the
those were, of course, were
secretary,
ours, the sexy, you know,
yes.
backstage puppets. And the girls, they were before the Gold Diggers. And we got fired on that show. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, we were signed for the whole season. And Liberace, I knew him since 52, and then in 58, I toured with him for a year and a half in his show. And that was in 59, the end of 59, I stopped doing my act. And then Les Poupées de Paris. But anyway, Liberace was the biggest star on the planet, you know, bigger than the Beatles. And I said, Lee, could you have all your fans? Because he had like the first fan club, all these women, you know. And I said, would you have them write a letter to Dean Martin and say, you should have more puppets? So he got like, I don't know, 20,000 or 30,000 letters. And he said, fire those guys. What is going on? You know, because they were negative about him. You know, oh, you old drunk or whatever they said. And
Wow.
so we got fired. We got fired for doing that. One of my stupid ideas. And then those girls, they were in Rome. There was a show called Studio Uno. And it was on Thursday nights, approximately 8 o'clock. It would go on when they were ready. It was, and they had all these incredible Italian stars, and they had it was television. They had 100 dancers. And they took the front of the building out so they could put the cameras in the street. And television sets were only this big. I don't know what the hell, but they fired us too, because I don't know. The Italians didn't like those girls, even though well, no, they had interpreters, or, yeah. I mean, Jane Keane, do you know who she was? Jane Keane was on the Jackie Gleason show. She was the wife of the neighbor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she did the greatest impersonations. When Mae West recorded for us live for one of our shows, it wasn't very good. And Jane Keane did it over again. And Mae West came to the opening night and she thought it was her. You know, that's how good it was, but it wasn't. And, you know, because I don't know, it just had one level. And Maurice Chevalier was a huge French star. He recorded, there was the finale, you know, with Mae West and Maurice Chevalier. Oh my God, Les Poupées, the first Les Poupées de Paris. Yeah. There were 3 editions. And the record you have, Sammy Kahn, Jimmy Van Heusen, that score is unbelievable, isn't it? That record.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. Yeah.
You know it. I mean,
I'm in awe that there were 3 versions of.
Well, what was her name? Oh God, that was the star, Pearl Bailey. Oh my God, you know, Pearl Bailey. We became incredible friends, and Pearl Bailey was the star of Les Poupées de Paris, and there was a song in it called "Love Is a Bore." This is a puppet show, and Barbra Streisand recorded that song, and it's on her People's album, and it was her first hit from a little puppet show. Love Is a Bore. So,
Wow.
you know, you're a little guy with the, what's his name? With the patch? Yeah. Well, you know what? He's going to become famous. Yes, you are. And maybe someday I will be too, along with you. Don't drop your mouth open like that. It could happen. Anything could happen.
He said that shocked him.
It did shock him. Yeah. How cool.
Now he's not going to shut up online.
Yeah. My God, this has been so great that you came on, and, you know, and you with all your little friends. And
yeah.
So where you are right now, you said it's really close to Dubai. I'm not familiar with that part of the world, you know.
Yeah, I'm in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, which is like real close to.
Close. It's well, Miami. I'm always like, it's like Fort Lauderdale to Miami. It's like 25 minutes.
Have you performed in Dubai?
No.
Oh,
no.
You haven't?
No.
Because, oh my God, the entertainment and the attraction, they don't have gambling, but it's amazing. You know, I've seen so many, you know, incredible pictures, and they have invited me many times, but that's a long trip, isn't it?
I got a second part question to the saying that you say before I lose you. Okay, you said, and I love the saying, go to the left because everyone else is going to the right. I think we're already left. How do I, because everything I want to do is totally left. You know, on the brain work and everything you did, you were further left. You were like...
No, you
North
can't
Pole?
really be further left. When I say go left, it's just don't follow the leader. You know, I lived in Maui for 8 years, my favorite place. And you know, when you go to Hana, it's single lane, 50 miles, and everybody, you know, is following each other. But there are left-hand turns. And if you go to Maui, take them and go down into the old villages and churches, and that there's like red beach and white beach and black beach. Oh my God, where the sand, you know, is red or white, or oh my God. It's just, and so even being so young, you know, how am I going to get there without the help of anybody? What am I going to do? I'm going to take a chance, you know, always, you know, it works. It really, really, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to go left, you know, and just because we're all so brilliant, our minds, everybody that worked for us in the show business factory, I wanted the youngest people I could find because they weren't really given the opportunity to burst open. You know, I took them out of, you know, schools, colleges, yes, colleges. But when I sat in a room, we had 25 artists, and that was my office. You know, that's what I did with my artists all the time, developing my craziness. But just to listen to their ideas, you know, they're just developing, you know, they're.
And I'm going to interject a little bit on that too. I think being around Sid for as long as I've been around, this is Kelly, by the way, the invisible voice next to Sid. But I think it's also finding your tribe. It's really finding people who help you grow, who help you be creative, who are willing to also question you and push you. Because I think when you're around people who are very, very creative, it's very easy to get stuck, especially when something works. To push yourself past that, it really takes having a team.
An army. It takes an army. I don't do it by myself. And I don't talk to anybody until I feel comfortable with an idea, you know, and then you keep bumping, you think it's fabulous. And then you think it out and you bump into a brick wall and you go, oh my God, I got to start all over again. And just, you know, I sit even in movies in the center of the theater because I want to feel everybody, you know, how their emotions, and are they going to sink back into their seats or are they going to fall asleep, you know? And you know, you can, I don't know, you can read body language too, you know, and it's not like I have my opinions and that's it. Oh my God, you can't do that. You know, you have to listen to, I'm working on a project now and somebody will throw out an idea and I say, just give me a day or two, maybe an hour. I'll call you back. You know, doesn't work for me. And holy, you know, after you really, yeah, it's a crazy world, you know, and we all have our dreams, and don't let anybody talk you out of it. Anyone, you know, you've got to take the journey. You've got to do it, you know. You want to be an actor, you want to be whatever.
You want to have an Instagram show.
You want to have, oh, shit. She talked me into this.
It took me 6 months to get him to say
love
that.
you,
Because
Kelly.
6 months.
I hate doing interviews, everybody. Is anybody watching today?
3 people.
You always
three
tell
people.
me 3 people. 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, we had David Copperfield on. 10,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah, well, people don't understand like the number up at the top that says like how many people are watching right now. it's not a correct number. So when you're finished with a live, it gives you the number of people that have jumped in and jumped out. So you can be watching this for 5 minutes, but you have to figure it's like a movie theater where people can walk in and sit down and people can leave. So altogether, you might have somebody who stays in for a majority, but then you might have people who come in and go out.
And they also come back.
And they come back, and we have thousands of people who watch his shows afterwards. So, you know, really the intent is hopefully to allow people to learn, allow people to get a little bit of history, to be exposed to amazing people like you, where you have this unbelievable collection. And Sid and I are just blown away by what you have.
No, even before you came on, I said to Kelly, this is going to really be a great show, you know, because it's interesting. It's so interesting what you've accomplished and what you're doing and why you're doing it and your collection. I really, you know, I wave a flag for you, you know, more than that. Yeah, I just think it's fabulous. And I love puppetry, just love it. You know, it's just, well, it got me here. It got me to talk to you. Puppets, marionettes. So, you know, that's the way I started, you know, and then the Muppets came with the life size, and then we did DC Follies, which was a huge hit, you know, took place in Washington next to the White House in a bar, you know, and it was all life-size puppets. That was so much fun doing that show. And it should be on now, because with all the craziness going on in the world, I mean, oh my God, what material. But
I love how the songs, I love like the songs from the kids show songs, how when you watch it, they change your mood. You know,
well, you have to tell the story. You got to, you know, people have to know where they are, you know, and so you can do that in a minute or less than a minute. That was important, to have an opening song. The guy that wrote it, I found him in a record store. He was working there. It wasn't his record store, you know. I love, and look what he wrote, you know, Puffin stuff. I did the lyrics with him on Lidsville, but just amazing, you know. Wow, you are amazing. And I thank you. You know, guess what? We've been on for a whole hour. Can you believe it? A whole hour. And they're going to bump us off in 2 minutes. And so, thank you so much. And just, you know, keep doing what you do, because you're playing such a big part in this world. That's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Your vision and what you're doing.
I love you, and
thank you
for sharing with us, for all the great gifts you've given us throughout the years, and all the gifts you're going to keep giving. Because I believe
there's a big one. There's a real big one coming. You know.
Yes.
And no, it's, you know, and I keep teasing everybody about it, but I can't tell you. Okay. All right, I have to shoot you all or whatever. No, that's not.
Knowing it's coming.
No, that I erase that. That's hideous right now to even, you know, to even say that word.
He will hug you to death. There you go. He'll smother you with love.
Yeah. Forgive me, everybody. But guess what? Next week, we know it's Mother's Day. I'm going to talk about my mom, who is 123 years old. She was awesome. But also, I'm having the real American Mary Poppins, because Mary Poppins was English, but there's an American one that she's the nanny to all the so many stars, and of course all the rich people, you know. because they're the only ones can afford a 7-day-a-week nanny.
Exactly.
Oh my God. I can't even afford my maid that comes every 2 weeks. So thank you so much. And thank you everybody out there for tuning in. Oh God, it was so much fun.
And Tonya,
Yes.
real quick,
Yeah.
is your collection available for people to see?
In the summer, we're going to do another pop-up because there's over 500 figures in the collection. And so we do a pop-up. Yeah, I have over 500 Vin figures, and plus I have marionettes and also hand puppets. So we probably are around 800 or more total.
Let me ask you the last question.
Yeah.
I was talking about the rich. You must be rich.
No.
I mean,
No.
they cost a
No.
lot of money. You know,
Yeah. A lot. We were fortunate enough that the families trusted them with us. But it started with the one. And, you know, and like the one, and then, you know, you trade up, and then you keep going, and you know, that logic of going left, you never know where it's going to end.
Hey, listen.
Okay, but where is where's the pop-up?
Miami, Florida.
Okay,
And
because it's 4 o'clock.
That's okay. I need to know where her pop-up's going to be because I'm going to attack her.
Okay, I love you. Thank you so much
you
for
so
coming
much.
on. And thank you, everybody. I'll see you next week with the American Mary Poppins. How about that?
For Mother's Day.
For Mother's Day. Yeah. So
I love you.
I love you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.